Howdy y'all and welcome. Hope everybody's doing well out there today. In today's forecast, we're going to take a look at what we could expect as we head into May. And first, we're going to take a look at the GFS model, which will show us our temperature and precipitation outlook. And then we'll get into the Euro Weeklies, which shows us our temperature anomalies and precipitation anomalies. This will surprisingly take us all the way out into June. And then we'll get into the sneak peek at what we could expect as far as the hurricane season goes. Now, we'll have a full in-depth hurricane outlook video up at the end of May, so make sure you subscribe down below so you don't miss that. Let's go ahead and get right on into today's forecast. Now, we know we have been dealing with some very significant severe weather for the past couple days, some significant tornadoes in Nebraska and Iowa, and some significant tornadoes in Oklahoma. Now, I thought yesterday's event was going to be a bust, but it turned out to be a very bad day. Unfortunately, I hope everybody's okay out there, by the way. Now, the system that brought these significant tornadoes is going to be lasting all the way into Tuesday, before we're going to be finally getting a little bit of a break, before we're going to be dealing with even more severe weather by the second over here by Kansas and Iowa, and some significant snow over here in Colorado and Wyoming, and looks like it could result in some blizzard-like conditions. It's looking like going from severe weather to winter weather in Nebraska by the 3rd. Unfortunately, and we're going to be dealing with some heavy rainfall as well amongst the eastern half of the country. Still dealing with some snow out west before we're going to be drying out a little bit by the 5th. Dealing with some heavy rainfall from Texas over into Florida. And here's our next system out in California. It's going to be affecting us as we head into the middle parts of the month. Potential severe weather by the 10th. Heavy winds, of course. And it's looking like down by Missouri. By the 13th, more severe weather. Now, this is subject to change, and I will have a full, in-depth weekly outlook video up on Tuesday or Wednesday. So, again, make sure you subscribe down below so you don't miss that. And I'll also do daily weather forecasts on X and Facebook. So, again, just go follow those as well. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the Climate Prediction Center and see what they think. Now, it's looking like the Climate Prediction Center is saying that much of the country is going to be above average as far as precipitation goes to near normal. This is valid from May 3rd to the 7th. So that's good. Those April showers are going to be bringing those May flowers. Now, other than precipitation, let's go and take a look at what kind of temperatures we're going to be dealing with as we head into the middle parts of May. Now, we know we're going to be pretty warm for the next couple of days due to this severe weather that's going to be lasting all the way through Tuesday. We're going to be going from the 70s over here in Nebraska all the way down into the 20s as we head into the beginning parts of May, as we're going to be dealing with some snow potentially, some severe weather into snow. That's Nebraska weather for you. But don't worry though, we're going to go from the 20s all the way up into the mid 80s as we head into the middle parts of May. So that's some crazy weather going on. And it looks like it's going to be staying warm for really much of the country. So if you live up here in the Northwest, looks like some warm air is going to be coming back. And according to the Climate Prediction Center, they're saying the exact same thing I'm saying. Some below average temperatures expected up here in Montana and the South Dakota, North Dakota, Nebraska. But the rest of the country, y'all going to be above average. Northern Alaska, you're going to be a little bit below average. So it's looking like we're going to be dealing with a pretty stormy May on top of some really nice temperatures. Now let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of what we could expect in May as we take a look at the precipitation anomalies. We already know that we're going to be a little bit above average as far as precipitation goes for really much of the country as we head into the beginning parts of May. But it's looking like as we head towards the middle and end of May, it's looking like we're going to be drying out, except for down here by Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. Now, of course, anything over a week out's very uncertain, so do take this with a grain of salt. But it's looking like the beginning parts of June and the end of May is looking like we're going to be a little bit dry. But according to the Climate Prediction Center's monthly outlook, it's looking like the western half of the country is going to be below average, while the rest of the country is going to be near normal to above average. Now, they probably get their information for the beginning parts of May, so again, take this with a grain of salt. Anything over a week out is very uncertain, so definitely look forward to some above average precipitation out east, especially if they're planting those crops. If you have any farmers watching, looks like it could be good for planting those crops out east. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the temperature anomalies. This shows us our above or below average temperature trends. Now we know we have been a little bit warm this April. Now we have been dealing with some chilly days, and I hope y'all covered up those plants, by the way. Looks like Northwest is dealing with some really chilly air. And it's looking like the eastern part of the country is going to be coming in at some below average temperatures, while the central half is going to be dealing with some above average temperatures. And that's going to warm up as we head into the beginning parts of June and end of May. Now, according to the Climate Prediction Center, they are showing us that we're going to be near normal to above average. So definitely going to be good for planting some crops out there. If we have any farmers that are watching, because it's looking like we're going to be wet and warm for really much of the country, except for out west, where it's looking like we could be coming in on some below average precipitation. Now, of course, I think this is for the beginning parts of May, so we definitely do that with a grain of salt, as it's looking like the end of May, we could be coming in on a drying period, but we are going to be relatively warm. Although the map was showing us a little bit below average temperatures, that don't mean it's going to be cold. It just means a little bit cooler for this time of year, but still going to be warm, essentially, is what I'm saying. Now let's go ahead and get into the sneak peek of what this hurricane season could have in store. Now keep in mind, I will have a full in-depth hurricane outlook video up at the end of May, as hurricane season lasts from June 1st all the way out into the end of November. So keep that in mind. Now, of course, there is no hurricanes or tropical storms forming out there yet, which is actually expected. But if you did watch my April outlook video, y'all may have saw this article from AccuWeather stating that we could have a pretty significant hurricane season, because we're going from this El Nino summer and winter into more of a La Nina summer. Definitely could mean more activity out there in the Atlantic. Now, even though we had a El Nino summer last year, which resulted in less activity out there in the Atlantic, we still had some major hurricanes out there, as we had 3 major hurricanes. 4 of them caused direct impacts. 1 of them was down there in Florida, by the way. 7 of them were actually hurricanes, and we had 19 named storms. Now, this year, they're projecting 20 to 25 named storms with 8 to 12 hurricanes, 4 to 7 of them being major, and 4 to 6 of them causing direct impacts. And here are the names of the storms. Now, they're projecting all these names to be taken, which I hope is not the case. Hopefully, we don't get hardly any hurricanes hit the United States. That would not be good, of course. But we shall see, and I will have a full in-depth hurricane video up at the end of May, so look forward to that, and subscribe down below with bell notifications turned on so you don't miss that, guys. So that's the forecast for May, y'all. It's looking like we could be coming in on a very soggy and warm beginning parts of May, but it's looking like at the end of May we could be coming in on a drying period, but it's still going to remain warm, although the temperature anomalies were showing the temperatures being a little bit below average, but don't worry, it's still going to be warm. So get out there and plant those crops. If there's any farmers out there watching, go plant those crops right now, but it's looking like it's going to be pretty warm and soggy to start off May. And it's looking like it's going to be very stormy as well. And it's also looking like we're going to have a pretty big hurricane season as well, but I will have a hurricane outlook up in my next monthly outlook video, so look forward to that, y'all. So if you like today's forecast, make sure you hit that like and share button so more folks are informed about the weather. Leave some feedback in the comment section down below, as feedback helps provide you, the viewer, better and more informative content in the future. And make sure you subscribe down below, bell notifications turned on so you never miss an upload, because here at Wins Weather we try to make weather forecasting fun and informative. So I appreciate everybody for watching, and until next time, never stop forecasting.